Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And a very good morning, Yang Berhormat Dato Seri Anwar Ibrahim, the Prime Minister of Malaysia. Yang Berhormat Saudara Nik Nazmini Ahmad, Minister of NRCC. Yang berbahagia Dato Abdul Razak Abdul Majid, Chairman of TNB. Yang berbahagia Dato Indra Insigno Baharin Din, President and CEO of TNB. Yang berhormat Datuk Syarani Muhammad, Menteri Besar of Perak, colleagues from the Cabinet, leadership of the industry, ladies and gentlemen. We used to think that one of the blessings of living in Malaysia is that we are relatively safe from natural disasters compared to other countries. We are located outside of the typhoon belt and the Pacific Ring of Fire, and we are not prone to earthquakes and tornadoes like others. However, the natural disasters in recent years of worsening monsoons, floods, landslides, and forest fires reminded us that no country, not even a geographically blessed country like Malaysia, is protected from devastating effects of climate change. For many decades, developing countries like Malaysia could not be faulted for prioritizing economic growth as a primary motivation. Poverty, income inequality, and low-skilled workforce took most of developing countries' headspace. And this came at the expense of the environment, as carbon emissions and economic growth were not compatible in the past. But something has changed in the past few years. The cost of renewable energy has rapidly declined and will likely to be lower than the cost of fossil fuels very soon. The cost of solar today has dropped by a factor of 5,000 since it was first used in 1958. The cost of lithium-ion batteries, a major cost component in EVs and grid-scale energy storage, has fallen by 90% in the past decade. This was made possible by better technology, economies of scale, and most importantly, because governments that invested heavily at the start because they had the conviction of a better world. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is why this administration is pushing the most ambitious pro-growth climate action in our history so far. We could see where the world is going, and we are willing to put forth money, policy, and commitment to meet our biggest challenges of our time. This decade for our country is the decades of action, and the National Energy Transition Roadmap, and ETR or NETA, depending whichever you like to pronounce it, is the start of remaking of the next generation. Every of the 50 initiatives set forth in NETA, spurred by the 10 flagship projects, are meant to not only bring us closer to our net zero aspirations, but to unlock the economic value that underlies it. The strategy set forth in NETA does not come from an imagined ideal state of the world or what leading countries are doing. Instead, they come from a sobering understanding of the world as it is, a realistic view of Malaysia's strengths, and a pragmatic view of what needs to be done to grow. The first step was to set stretch targets, so that the slight discomfort could drive creativity and innovation in reaching them. By 2050, we are stretching first the RE installed capacity target to 70%. Secondly, the energy efficiency savings target to 20%. And thirdly, the EV penetration to 80%. We are introducing the Responsible Transition 2050, which is a low-carbon pathway for the energy sector from now till 2050, more ambitious than the low-carbon nation aspiration 2040 that was set forth previously a few years ago. The environmental gains are enormous. This pathway will reduce the GHG emissions from 259 gigagrams of carbon dioxide equivalent to 175 gigagrams in 2050. On top of that, it will also unlock the economic value brought by the initiatives and enablers. For the economy, we are expecting a 10 to 15% uplift in GDP value from market-creating products that are high growth and high value. There will also be a 32% reduction in emissions in the energy sector, besides bringing in a higher volume of green FDIs into the country. For the businesses, infrastructure and technology would become the impetus for investments to flow through. Cleaner energy mix and energy efficiency would also future-proof our businesses and industries so that we are prepared for a world where money responds to the greenest products. And for the people, 350,000 jobs are expected to be created in high-growth, high-value sectors across the country. And importantly, 70% of income gains will flow to low and medium-income households. The upskilling opportunities that are created could also give Malaysian workers the chance to work on something fulfilling and fully utilize their skills. So, ladies and gentlemen, in order to realize these economic gains for the country, there are three critical structures that will become the bedrock of the NATO ambitions. We need strong governance, substantial financing, and a credible and transparent exchange system. These cornerstone structures carry with them critical multipliers that could accelerate growth. So the first one, governance. The establishment of the National Energy Council is the strongest signal yet of the government's intention of moving beyond blueprints and into the nitty-gritty of implementation. The National Energy Council, to be chaired by the Prime Minister, and which the Ministry of Economy is Secretariat, would set forth high-level strategic directions and policies, allowing for the working committees to coordinate and report the progress in turn. And Dato Seri, we plan to hold the first sitting of National Energy Council as early as October this year, inshallah. Second, on the financing. The National Energy Transition Facility is not just another facility that houses government investments. Instead, the facility will adopt an innovative blended finance instruments that combines the funding from public, private, and philanthropic channels. At the heart of it, the blended finance instrument is meant for the government seed investment to mobilize additional private capital that triple or quadruple the initial seed amount. And thirdly, the energy exchange. What we could say for certain is that we will never be able to fully unlock the true potential of RE without establishing a physical energy exchange in the country. At the basic level, an exchange is necessary for the country to command the price premiums of RE that comes from cross-border trading. As the exchange matures, market-creating products could be created to further unlock the value of different markets that yield healthy returns to the participants. We expect the exchange to facilitate the closer interconnectedness of Southeast Asia, which mutually benefits the region as a single economic bloc. And of course, To make this exchange fair and transparent, a single market aggregator will need to be established so that the exchange is trusted by not only local buyers and sellers, but also internationally. Ladies and gentlemen, although Malaysia only contributes 0.8% of the global greenhouse gas emissions, we are ready and willing to participate in the global efforts to climate action. NETA is the government's most conclusive proof that we are not merely paying lip service to the climate goals, we are here to take action. Most importantly, this government has also framed our climate actions as an opportunity to unlock the economic value that will change the lives of millions of Malaysians in the next few decades. Behind our ambition is a high hope and high degree of practicalness. Behind our idealism for a hopeful future is an economic realism waiting to be actualized. Net zero is not a zero-sum equation. Reducing our carbon emissions must not come at the expense of economic growth. We look forward to seizing upon these unprecedented opportunities and building a better and more resilient Malaysia together for the next generation. And the journey of energy transition in this country has just begun earnestly. And this is an opportunity for us to remake our country and through the inseparable bonds of kinship to remake the world. So thank you very much, Dato Seri, for gracing our launch today. Thank you everyone for joining us at our momentous launch. With all of your help, we wish the NETA every bit of success. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.